Hey, what is up, guys? Flex Media here, bringing you yet another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So, obviously some super big news. Finally, after 7 months, 7 long months of waiting, we finally get Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla and Super Saiyan 2 Kale, affectionately known as LR Kale and Caulifla. Ever since they hit the JP side of the game, we got their stats, we got their passive, and all of those things. They are pretty much a meme. They are mythical at this point. And obviously they're really, really good. We're going to go over their card real quick. So they are the Joined Forces category leader, Ki +4, HP attack and defense 130%. So the thing is that leader skill might not seem very impressive, except that the Joined Forces category is really, really good. I mean, you have some of the best cards in the entire game on it. Obviously, LR Kale and Caulifla, LR Gohan and Goten, both fusion units. I mean, insane cards, right? Just insane, right? I know I'm leaving out a few big ones, but just to name a few off the bat. So very, very good. They actually raise defense on their 12 key and 18 key super attacks, and they cause colossal and mega colossal damage respectively. So let's go ahead and go over their passive real quick. Alright, so here are their character details. So their passive skill, let's go even further together. The passive skill effect. Now, this is very confusing, so just try and, do your best. Just try and keep up. Honestly, you have to kind of use them. I did have them on my last JP account, and they're obviously really, really good. They're fun to use. They do 1,000 super attacks, and we'll go over why here. So to start off, they get attack and defense plus 66%. Okay, pretty standard. And they guarantee launch an additional attack. So, and that's just like a normal additional attack, right? And they're going to get Ki +1 up to Ki +6, and a chance of evading enemies' attack, including their super attack, +6%, up to 66%, with each attack performed, and attack +10% per Universe 6 Joined Forces or Pure Saiyan's category ally on the team. And they're going to launch an additional super attack when there is a Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan's category enemy. So that is a mouthful, so let's kind of break it down a little bit. So they're going to stack Ki up to 6, and that's every time they attack. So they are going to be able to attack, I believe, up to 4 times a turn, 5 times a turn. So they have a chance of evading the enemy's super attack or just regular attack up to 66%, which is honestly pretty bonkers. They literally can dodge 2/3 of every attack that come their way. And you're probably thinking, well, that's when their full passive is built up. Well, their passive builds up every single time they attack. And if you're up against a Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan's category enemy, you can launch up to, like I said, 5 attacks. So all of these things are separate on their passive. So attack +10% per Universe 6 Joined Forces or Pure Saiyan's category ally. So let's say you're running the Joined Forces team, and you have you're running another Kale and Caulifla as the other leader. You're going to get 30% attack. So in theory, if you could run, if all of your allies were all 3 of those categories, which is rare, but I mean, especially with the Universe 6. But in theory, you could get them up to 210% additional attack. So their maximum passive would be, what, 276% attack and defense. Now, they'll never get there because of that. There's not that many Universe 6 units. Although Joined Forces and Pure Saiyans, I bet there's quite a few you could get that with. But anyway, they're going to at least be getting, attack +10% because you're going to be running them probably on one of those 3 teams. Or full power. They're pretty good on full power as well. But anyway, their attacks. So they They will launch an additional super attack when there's a Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan's enemy, which means if they're both categories, so for instance, the Legendary Goku event, when you're up against UI Goku, he's both. So they're going to launch an addition. They're going to launch a super attack. They are then going to launch an additional normal. They're then going to launch 2 additional super attacks. And considering they're AGL and they get free additional, or if you have a dupe in them and you give them additional, they have the potential to launch yet another super attack. So it's bonkers. It is bonkers. They definitely fucked up when they made this card because it's insane, right? So I know that's a lot to kind of digest, so just kind of go back and listen to it again if you need to, but just rest assured they're really, really good, right? So they're honestly, when you talk about units that are broken, they are actually a broken unit because I don't think they meant to put them in the game like this. I think that they completely underestimated how powerful that would be, especially in the Legendary Goku event, man. They can literally, like, I don't think they can one-shot it like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, but they can probably come pretty close, and they can launch up to 4 super attacks and 5 attacks, you know, and this whole time, every time they super, they're stacking their defense, which is just, again, it's just bonkers, right? It's bonkers. It's ludicrous, insane, crazy, right? So I wanted to just go over them real quick. You know, I gotta say, just on a sort of for my own reference, like on a personal note, I'm not insanely hyped about them. It's kind of the similar thing with Hit. So it's like they literally waited so long before they reintroduced Hit to a banner. It's like, well, I've gone this long without him. I can beat every event in the game. You know, what's the point? Hit's not that hype of a unit. Well, he's a hype unit, but the way they made his card, he's just not that. It's not as though he's not good, but he's not hype. Like, he's not like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken level hype, right? And this is the same thing with Kalen Caulifla. It's the most random-ass card that is the best unit in the entire game. Honestly, kind of like by a country mile. Like, the way that they can build up their chance to dodge and build up their defense so fast, it's just ludicrous. They can't, after like 2 or 3 turns, no enemy in the entire game can hurt them. And that is no joke. I mean, especially if you're up against any, you know, a Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan's category enemy. They can't be touched, you know, and again, like, stacking defense, stacking evasion, you know, getting stacking key, you know, getting attack for all those different allies on the team. It's just crazy, guys. However, I'm not hyped for them only because it's just, again, that thing with Hit where, like, they've waited so long. It's been 7 months since their release on JP, and I was very, very excited for their release on JP. I said, oh my god, we have to get them. You know, the timing of that banner and then the timing of the rest of the banners on JP and what that meant for Global, we all kind of knew that we weren't going to get this unit for a very long time. 6 months is the average, and it's give or take, right? So, like, like Janemba, right? Like, we didn't get him for 9 months, you know, but then it's like Dragon Ball Z Broly we got after like 3 months, you know, so it's just like it all kind of averages out, you know, to about 6 months-ish, right? So they're not insanely far behind schedule. It's just that's the thing, right? Is I'm not super hyped because it's been so long. I'm gonna summon for content's sake, but I'm not gonna dump a bunch of stones into a shitty ass banner. Now, the one thing that would persuade me is if they made this banner double rates. Now, don't quote me here. I don't think they're gonna do that. I would, you know, put it at like a 5% chance or something they're gonna do that, but that would get people to summon. I'd say that. I mean, because a double rate banner on the best unit in the entire game, now you've captured my interest. Now I will maybe put a few extra stones into the banner that I wouldn't have before, just for the potential of, you know, pulling LRs, you know what I mean? you know, and them, of course, like you want them, like they're really good, they're broken. You know, the other thing they could do, and I think the more likely situation that's going to happen, is they're going to do a top legendary summon. They've made it pretty clear that they want to, you know, keep doing these top legendary banners, which I don't like. You know, especially the last one was literally like the shittiest legendary summon you could ask for. It's like 2 of the lesser LRs in the game, and sorry for all you LR Goku Black fans, is what it is. The dude is dated. I mean, if you give him 6 turns, you know, which you rarely get, but if you can give him 6 turns, yeah, he can be pretty disgusting, but yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, that's kind of here nor there. There's a little bit more news I want to get to on the JP side of the game, if you guys haven't heard. But just sort of in like a summation of this unit, they're really good. And unless they do a double rates banner, I'm not going to dump extra stones into the banner. Even if they do the top legendary summon with LR Go Frieza, it's like I already have them. And like, yeah, it's great to get dupes, but I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what they do. Double rates would get me to summon. But anyway, let's go over the bit of JP news real quick. Hey, what is up, guys? So we are back here. This is on the Dokkan subreddit. So this guy you can see right here at Spy True. So shout out to him. I think he was the first one to post these scans from V-Jump. This is honestly, I am like, if this was coming to global, you know, anytime soon, this is what I'm the most hyped for. I would do anything to get this Majin Vegeta, man. So what do we have here? So we have an Angel Goku in his SSR form, is what it looks like to me. He's just Angel, Super Saiyan 2. Oh no, he is Super Saiyan 2 Goku. You can see it in the kanji right there. So we have an Angel Super Saiyan 2 Goku that is going to either transform or with an active skill. My guess is an active skill. He's going to transform into Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which is insane, right? I mean, anything Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I love, I adore, right? You know, there's no telling. I think an interesting option would be if they introduced an Angel category into the game. I think that would be really, really cool. I suspect they're going to introduce a new category and not just recycle an old one. Or the other option is that he's the Majin Buu Saga category leader, like finally get a 170 leader, and have that be one of the best teams in the entire game. That would be really cool. And then you also have this Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta that looks like he awakens and he's still Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. And then he's going to, again, either an active skill or a transformation, is going to transform into Majin Vegeta. So now I don't know if he's going to be super and then transform into extreme, or if he's going to be extreme the whole way through. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But again, I'm far more hyped than this than Kale and Caulifla, guys, to be quite honest. This is going to be sweet, man, whenever it is we get this. Now, it's hard for me to say when exactly we'll get it, because remember last year we had the Broly and Gogeta stuff on the JP side of the game, and that released, because that was when the movie released, right, in December. We got those units like a week later or something like that, or like 2 weeks later, 10 days, something like that. And then after the global release of the movie, we then got them on global, and it was like a month later in January. So I would suspect we're going to be on just like a normal timeline of when we'll get this stuff. So, you know, let's see. So in 6, actually maybe not, because this might be the trap banner they introduce before, well, let me think about that here. I was thinking that would be the trap banner before the 5-year anniversary on global, but the thing is they rarely, I don't know if ever, but they rarely do Dual Dokkan Fest back to back. So maybe they will release it in January. Who knows, man? Who knows? There's a lot coming to the global side of the game, guys. I mean, JP just keeps introducing these insane units. And I would suspect that these are going to be current with the new meta, even though I imagine they've been made for a long time because they have been. Both of these cards deserve like Dokkan Fest exclusives. But anyway, guys, that's the video. If you guys like sort of breaking news videos, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. I'm bringing you content every single day. I appreciate everyone's support. I love all you guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Later.